I'd like to start by saying thanks for being such gracious hosts to us here today and for recognizing the hard work of thousands of soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen serving around the world. What you folks do here, what you kids do here every day is truly amazing. You send packages to troopers overseas in harm's way. You send Valentines to troopers overseas. You ring your freedom bell every week. And here you are again on another Veterans Day week honoring those that serve overseas. So on behalf of all those people, I say thank you. For you veterans in the crowd, I simply say thank you to you as well. As a brother in arms, you know why I'm thankful for your service. And just as importantly, your family's sacrifices in support of your prior service. If I may, I'll stop with that simple thank you and save my remaining words for this gathering of young men and women, these kids with bright eyes, assembled to honor us here today. For all that don't know, patriotism is very, very important to these kids and to their teachers and faculty. Northwest Elementary is a patriotic leader in the community with its grade-by-grade study of each branch of service and its observation of Patriotic Day each Wednesday. Veterans, I ask you to join with me in a round of applause to salute these kids and their faculty leadership for that effort. In keeping with this celebration, I'd like to take the opportunity this morning to talk about patriotism. Lots of folks think they know all about patriotism and how to be a patriot, but I want to tell you what this colonel thinks. Most people think all you have to do to be a patriot is simply love your country. That's it, just love your country. But it's not that simple. It's a lot harder than that. Being a good patriot is hard work, and it's challenging for a lifetime. Everything I've learned about patriotism, I learned from three important sources. But I'm not special. You kids have the same special opportunities to learn what I've learned and to learn what these other veterans have learned before me. The first place is the most important place. In that first place, I had two great leaders that taught me values and a work ethic. In other words, they took me as a little boy and they taught me the difference between right and wrong and that nothing in this life comes free. They taught me that anything worth having in this life you have to work for, and in most cases work very hard for. They told me to take responsibility for what I do wrong and to celebrate what I do right with everybody who helped me. That's what patriots do. They work hard with each other and for each other. Patriots leave nobody behind. United we stand. As students help each other, leave nobody behind. If someone's having trouble in your class, pick them up, dust them off, help them out. Leave nobody behind. That first place I learned about patriotism was the mountains of North Carolina. And those two leaders were my mother and father. My training as a patriot started with them. Kids, I encourage you to always listen to your parents. You may not always like them. You may not always agree with them. But I can assure you that you will learn more about being a patriot one day from your parents than you can ever learn on your own. While I was learning how important it was to work hard and do the right thing, I got the opportunity to go to that second place that I mentioned when I was growing up to practice patriotism. I had great leaders at that second place too. Those leaders taught me how to care for and honor our flag. They taught me what the red and white stripes and the 50 stars stand for. Those leaders taught me how to pledge allegiance to the flag. They taught me how the flag is carried into battle when their country is threatened and how some men and women have died while they carry it. Those leaders taught me that there's no higher honor than having that flag cover your coffin on your way to heaven. And finally, they taught me that I have to respect the people that would like to burn that flag to exercise their freedom of speech. Our flag is a symbol of freedom for the entire world. And those same leaders taught me that freedom isn't free. Many have sacrificed to pay for it. There's a favorite saying among veterans that sums up this sacrifice, and I'm going to give it to you right now. All gave some gave all. That second place taught me that you can truly stand together united. And remember, united we stand unless you defeat something called prejudice. The only real weapon against prejudice is education. As you grow up, if you find yourself disliking somebody because of the color of their skin or because of the religion they practice, I ask you to just simply study harder. If you want to truly stand united with others as patriots, you must learn about different cultures and to accept and embrace the differences between us all. We all, every one of us, have special gifts that we bring our country every day. So I'm sure you've guessed by now that that second place that taught me patriotism was my school. Those leaders I spoke about were my teachers. They deserve the same respect as your parents. And again, I know you won't always agree with your teachers, but like your parents, they have your best interests at heart and only want what's best for you. If your homework's hard, good. It needs to be. Life as a patriot can be hard too. And those teachers of yours and your parents, they just want to get you ready for it.